2013 season number 9 for the World Touring Car Championship. Let's take a chance to relive the base moments and see what the headlines brought. The first event of 2013 was at the Cathedral of Speed in Monza. The drama started in qualifying. Alexei Dudicalo braked too late, clattered into Lada teammate James Thompson. The impact so severe, neither Russian car was able to start the season in Italy. Heavy rain on race day. From pole, Ivan Muller took the lead. And it's just as well the Frenchman was out front. After a few laps, his wipers broke. Luckily, nobody was kicking up spray into his face. Eight laps in, Gabriele Tarquini making his debut in the factory Honda Civic, taking 4th place from Pepe Oriola's Seat, as the Spaniard ran wide at Lesmo 2. Tarquini's teammate Tiago Montero drove the Honda Civic in the last 3 events of 2012. Here taking 5th from James Nash, having his first drive in a Bamboo Engineering Chevy Cruze. Impressive run round the outside of the Parabolica in the driving rain. But the first victory of 2013 goes to 3-time World Touring Car champion Ivan Muller. Muller's new teammate at RML, Tom Chilton, came second. His first podium in World Touring Cars, with Bamboo's Alex McDowell third, local hero Gabriele Tarquini 4th on his Honda debut. In the second race, an impressive start would see Gabriele Tarquini lead from 5th to 2nd before getting on the brakes on the run down to the first chicane. Darrell Young in front, but behind, Oriola, Bart and Engsler struggled to get their cars stopped. A few hundred metres later on, Tarquini in front. Darrell Young's Royal Motorsport BMW unable to handle the Honda's pace in the streaming conditions. He started 10th on the reverse grid for race 2, but after only 4 laps, Ivan Muller passed Mark Bassang for 2nd position. Bassang, a newcomer in the All-Inkle team, brand new with their Seats. At the end of lap 4, it was all over for Gabriele Tarquini as well, as Ivan Muller steamed by. Honda Civic, a brand new machine. The Chevy Cruze clearly still the benchmark. 3 laps later, the Italian passed by Michel Nucca in the black and white Nika Racing Chevrolet for 2nd place. A perfect weekend for Ivan Muller, pole and 2 wins. Tarquini gives Honda a podium finish. Debutant Bassang less than a second behind him.
We know that we will catch up. When? Difficult to say. It's 1, 2, 3, 5 races, but we will catch up during the season. That's our goal for sure.
Ivan is the favorite of the championship. He's the car and the man to beat for the championship. If I must bet somebody, sure my money I put in Ivan. I am not sure that an Honda can fight with him for the titles. I hope so, but it's not 100% sure.
Rounds 3 and 4 of the championship are on the streets of Marrakesh in Morocco. Tarquini starts from pole to take the lead, while behind, Stefano D'Aste, pushed by Frank Engsler, and spins. Everybody just about avoids the Italian. 6 laps in, Montero crashes into the wall after mechanical failure. The car heavily wrecked. The Portuguese won't start race 2. Tarquini under pressure again from Michel Nukia, this time in the dry and for the lead. The Dane goes by. James Nash is right behind in the Bamboo Engineering Chevrolet. Ivan Muller takes fourth at the line, a few thousandths ahead of defending champion Rob Huff. It's the first win of the season for Michel Nukia from Tarquini and Nash. One lap into the second race, and Pepe Oriola takes the lead from pole sitter Fernando Monche in another Seat. The Spanish mark 1-2-3 in the early going. At the end of the lap, Rob Huff tries the inside of the final corner. Monche closes the door, and Huffy comes off worse with broken suspension. A golden opportunity for Ivan Muller. He moves from fourth to second after a tap from James Nash helps him through the gap. 8 laps in, and the other Honda goes west. Tarquini loses control over the chicane. His car is wrecked. And the Bamboo Chevy behind doesn't fare too well either. McDowell is out, and that's 2 Hondas needing a lot of repair. The safety car deployed, and that offers a brief respite for Pepe Oriola, whose lead is under threat from, of course, Ivan Muller, with Tom Chilton and James Nash right behind. Finally, though, it's World Touring Car win #1 for a jubilant Pepe Oriola and a tearful dad.
I didn't expect that victory so soon, but it feels really good, and now I feel that I want to win every race because that feeling is so good, and it's hard to explain how are your feelings in that moment.
I think almost a week after, in my country, there come a lot of people and say, "Hey, congratulations," and all this, and I think, yes. Okay, maybe you have done some very big things.
Round 5 in Slovakia, Gabriele Tarquini starts from pole to take the lead from Thiago Monteiro and Norbert Mikelic. Hondas 1-2-3 at the Slovakia ring. Even championship leader Ivan Muller struggles. Another year spent behind Norbert Mikelic. As in 2012, the Chevrolet seemed vulnerable on the Slovak track. Tom Coronel in the BMW taking advantage. Grabs 5th position from Bamboo Engineering's James Nash. Meanwhile, the Hondas remain out front despite the best efforts of the Chevy driving Muller. He fades as it's a Honda 1-2-3, their first win and a podium clean sweep for the AS Honda team, and for Norby's bunch, it's time for joy and tears. As the lights go out for the second race, Michel Nukia doesn't get away. Fortunately, everybody avoids him on the wide pit straight. Pole sitter is Tom Coronel. He goes out wide to take the lead into turn 1. Tarquini's looking for a gap that he doesn't find, and biffs James Nash from behind, the Briton somehow hanging on to his Chevrolet at a massive angle of attack. 6 laps in. Defending champion Rob Huff and points leader Ivan Muller in the Chevy both dive by Pepe Oriola for second and third. Then Tarquini uses Muller's slipstream to move temporarily into third position. Great classic touring car action. 3 wide over the brow, the Italian with the inside line. But as the battle continues, finally Muller takes third place back. Huff still in second. But not for long. 3 laps later, the Seat's tyres have gone. Muller and Tarquini will take their turns to pass the Seat for second and third as he runs wide in turn 1. But it's all too late. There's to be no catching Tom Coronel. He grabs win #1 of the season. In Marrakesh, we had two first-time winners. In Slovakia, the old generation struck back.
Slovakia ring is very difficult track, and it's very easy to make small mistakes, cost you maybe 2 or 3 tenths.
Very technical, the infield, very difficult.
I think only very good driver can win in Bratislava.
6 races into the championship, Ivan Muller leads 120 points scored, 24 ahead of closest rival Tarquini.
It's a dream that has captured the imagination for more than half a century. The Four Hills Tournament. 4 occasions to leave a trail of stardust across the sky. Jump further into the legend. The Four Hills Tournament, live from Oberstdorf, Saturday at 1600 on Eurosport.
Rounds 7 and 8 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship at the Hungaroring just outside the capital, Budapest. Poleman Ivan Muller takes the lead into the first corner. In the middle of the pack, Tiago Montero's hit from behind by Tom Coronel, triggering a massive accident. Pepe Oriola, Freddie Bart, Darrell Young and James Thompson all take avoiding action. Just about everybody, amazingly, emerges unscathed. Not so a lap later for Tiago. He picks up a puncture in the middle of the straight and goes straight into the turn 1 barriers. He's not having much luck in 2013. 5 laps into the race, Tom Coronel inside Tom Chilton at turn 13. Mehdi Benani right behind. As the 2 in front run wide, takes advantage of the situation. 5 laps later, again with Coronel. This time trying to go around the outside of Rob Huff. It's a long way round, and as he gets run off wide, Benani pounces. He moves up into 5th position instead. Lots of exciting touring car racing. None of it surrounding Ivan Muller. He wins for the 3rd time in the season, closely pursued to the line by Norbert Mikelitz, the hometown hero, with Gabriele Tarquini a distant 3rd. For local hero Norby, 2nd place brings the crowd to its feet. In the second race, Mehdi Benani, starting from pole, leaps into the lead at the first turn, but on the exit of turn 2, again there's trouble. It's a massive crash for Gabriele Tarquini into the barriers and then spat out onto the track where Franz Engstler can't avoid him. For the Italian, a night in Budapest hospital and pain that will remind him of the shunt for several weeks. Five laps in, Rob Huff takes the lead from Benani into the first corner with a great move around the outside, showing his world champion's class. A lap later, in the orange and black, Norbert Mikelitz takes 8th place from Stefano D'Aste, having to use the grass to complete the pass.